Hi everyone, welcome back. Long time no chat. This is a embarrassingly late mid-year planner check-in. When people say life has been lifing, let me tell you, I don't know where the summer went. It is technically still summer. It's August 23rd, so we've got some time still, but the weather is starting to cool down and get more drizzly here in Western Washington. So it's starting to feel more like fall, which I love, but I just don't know where the summer's gone. I've been oddly very busy or very not busy, and there's not been an in-between. And I apologize for I apologize for not posting a video in the last month-ish, I want to say. Excuse me, you might be able to hear it in my voice still. I got sick a couple weeks ago, and unfortunately, I got sick with COVID for the first time ever. I have managed to dodge COVID for over 4 years. And then I get it, which, fine. COVID's running rampant this summer. I get it. It's bound to happen. It's a matter of when and not if I get COVID. But I happened to get it 2 days before my family flew in to visit me from Chicago. So it was like the worst timing. Luckily, my family had their own Airbnb, so it's not that they were planning on staying with us. They had a rental car so they could get around just fine, but it was just the worst timing ever, and I can't help but think that, it was some karmatic payment for something shitty I've done somewhere along the way. And the funny thing about it is I kept thinking in the weeks leading up to my family coming, don't get sick, Sarah. Don't get sick. Don't get sick. And I feel like I almost manifested it upon myself. And like I said, it was some karma that I was paying for. Excuse me. So my voice might be a little hoarse. I might be taking more sips of my coffee than usual. I might have a few froggies in my throat, so if you could just bear with me, I would appreciate it. And I almost said I wasn't going to apologize for not posting a video. So I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. I'm sorry because, I was posting pretty consistently for a while, and to just disappear without warning, I do feel bad because creators that I love to watch, when they don't post for a while, I'm like, oh my God, where is so-and-so? I hope they're okay. I want to see what they're up to. I miss watching their videos. So I do apologize because I've not communicated. But life has just been extremely sick and then extremely busy. And my family just left on Saturday. So almost a week ago is when they left. And I now am in about a week traveling myself for a week, and so I am and work is getting really busy. I work in higher education, so it's right before the beginning of the school year, so this is the busiest time of year for me at work, and so everything is just kind of piling on me at once. So I do apologize for not communicating, for not posting. I do have an Instagram, but I don't think that any of you who watch me on YouTube, I don't think any of you really follow me there. If you do and you think it would be helpful to have updates from me, let me know. I'm happy to do that, and I did think about posting on my Instagram while I was sick. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube. It's Simulated Sarah. So if you do think you would want that, let me know. I just don't think there's much of any crossover between my YouTube channel viewers and my Instagram followers. And that is largely because I don't think I've done a great job at advertising, quote unquote, my Instagram here on YouTube. I mostly just post on my Instagram when I have a new video out, and I forgot to even post with my last video. Forgot to post it to my Instagram. So, we're still learning. We're still getting our feet under us and everything. But if that is something that you pay attention to and you think it would be helpful if I go dark on YouTube for a while, if you think it would be helpful for me to post over on Instagram, let me know, because I don't think there's a whole lot of overlap between my, 23 Instagram followers and my viewers here on YouTube, but maybe I'm wrong. So I was going to originally do my mid-year planner check-in and my 2025 planner thoughts in one video. And I think we're just going to get started with my mid-year planner check-in, and we're going to see how it all shakes out, because I love consuming long-form videos. There's nothing more that I love than putting someone's hour-and-a-half YouTube video on in the background while I'm doing the dishes or cleaning the bathroom or playing in my planners. So I love long-form content, but I know that's not everyone's jam, and it's evident in my YouTube analytics because a lot of people drop off at the 3-minute mark. So that's fine. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's all right. It reminds me of a saying, if I could just go one freaking video without mentioning Sarah Cannon. I cannot. One of the moderators, and I can't remember who, I am so sorry. One of the moderators in her community says, I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I am somebody's double shot of whiskey. So I hope I'm your double shot of whiskey, or whatever your beverage of choice is. So let's dive in. This is a new one here. I would like to start with this one. I would like to start just like working top down, but I think I'm gonna work in a different order. So this is my Sterling Ink B6, just regular grid notebook. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. And I have done a little more in it. I'm about this far through. Ignore the coffee stains. I spilled my coffee all over this notebook when I was getting out of the truck after work one day, but it adds character. I have done a little more, and the binding's kind of, not the binding, but the, oh yeah, okay, the cover's kind of coming off. And again, that's not speaking to the quality of this notebook. It's just because I spilled coffee literally all over the binding. So here we are. But I'm not going to show you my most recent notes because I have some personal information, some sensitive information in here. I was playing around with some spreads. And then I also have some brainstorming for a new novel. I usually like to brainstorm my writing stuff in a specific notebook that is going to be for that book, or a specific notebook that is dedicated to my writing. However, I had taken myself out on a little solo date, and this was the only notebook I had to write it in. So those thoughts are in here, the brainstorming is in here, and I will transfer it at a later date, probably this weekend, hopefully. So that is my just kind of blank notebook. It's kind of a catch-all for randomness, to be quite honest. There's like a tarot reading in here. There's a packing list for a day trip I did at the lake with the girlies. There's like some spread layout ideas. There's, I don't know, just random stuff. Whole bunch of random stuff. I think there's some random notes from when I was talking to the vet. So it's kind of a junk catch-all notebook. Some mostly for things where it's like either it's the only notebook I have around at that moment, or I don't know where to put this information yet and I'll figure it out later. So next we have my everyday carry. This is my B6 common planner. It is the full year, so it's 520-ish pages, I think is what the size is on this. So that's for the first half of the year. And here we go, quarter 3, July through September. I have not done my habit tracking like I have here and here. I have not done my goal planning or setting for the month. I have not done any reflections. And then my monthlies are dismal at best. Here's my August so far. And I'm not someone who uses their monthlies a ton. I will do like here I had my massage at 10 a.m. and I do write that in the month glance just because it's easier than trying to like go through the weeks and figure out, you know, where's my next massage or chiro or dentist appointment. So I do put those in the monthly section, and I do birthdays and any big events. But I don't use my monthlies as heavily as a lot of other folks do. And then throughout my planners, you'll see some sticky notes with scribbles, because if you look hard enough just through the plain pink paper, you could still read what was underneath. So I scribbled it to conceal the details. So my monthlies, and then I will show you an example of my weeklies. I have been doing like the bare minimum in my weeklies, to be quite honest. I noticed this last year, so I can't say every year, but it seems to be a pattern that every year around July, I just stop in my planners. I have great momentum, great motivation, great diligence in my planners in the first quarter of the year. Second quarter of the year, it starts to wane and I'm still doing it, but it feels more like work. And then summer hits, and here in the Northwest, like July is like summer. So we have really long days. I think we have like 16 or 17 hours, 18 hours of true darkness. So we have long days, lots of sunlight. There's not plural. But summer is when everyone in the Northwest tries to cram everything in. Like you're just going during the summers here in the Northwest, because it's the only nice weather we get. So you gotta make it count. So I think it's a combination of just kind of that mid-year slump and being outside and doing things and going places and having lots of events and lake days and barbecues and get-togethers and birthday parties. Like I have so many, myself included, so many friends and family who are born in the summer. So it just feels like go, go, go. Like the summers in the Northwest feel like a marathon. Like you just run yourself ragged from June through August, and then we all disappear inside until June again when we emerge from hibernation. So my planners have definitely kind of reflected that. But here's an example. I had PTO this whole week. I should probably put those stickers in, but I'll just do this for now. PTO. Here's an example of one of my weekly layouts. This is the week that my family was here. So I have some sticky notes covering up the specifics of where we went. And I just put, more vague descriptions of what we did. My family left early in the morning, like 7 a.m. was their flight, I think. So they had to be at the airport very early to leave. But yeah, we mostly hung out in the yard because I was still sick, and my mom, being a true Midwest mom, was like, it's fine, we'll just do outside things. And she's like, it's fine, we'll just go to outside restaurants. And it's like, no, Mom, I am still like actively sick and probably contagious. I'm not going anywhere. Like, she has some medical conditions that make her high risk, so she like absolutely cannot get sick. And then one of my brothers has asthma, so I don't want him to get sick because, COVID is way worse when you have asthma. And then my other brother doesn't have asthma, but he just gets sick really easily. He and I'm not insulting him when I say this, but he has the weakest immune system ever, that I've ever seen in anyone. So he gets sick if somebody sneezes like a mile away. So I was like, I don't want to get any of you sick. We're not just going to casually go here, there, and everywhere. Like, one, I am still probably contagious. Or it was questionable if I was still contagious. And two, like, I still don't feel great. Like, I don't know if you could hear that. My Nova. Yeah. My German Shepherd Nova is laying under, so my desk is an L shape. The corner, the L is right here. So she likes to lay under the L part over here, and she is being very cute. Anyway, so I didn't have a whole lot of energy. I was still really tired and lethargic, and just like food still didn't taste or sound that great to me. So it was not the most ideal family trip. And I understand my family still like came out to see me and spend time with me, but I was also like, I am freaking exhausted. Like, I didn't have as much energy or patience as I wish I had had. But I told my family that they will just have to come see me again. They owe me a trip out here again. Because this was the first time my family had been out here since 2013. And when they came out here in 2013, it was for my wedding to my ex-husband. So it was high time they came out. But unfortunately, their visit didn't go as planned. But like I said, it just means they'll have to come see me again. So that's a long-winded example of one of my weeklies. And then this, I will come back to. Not yet. End of the video. We have to see how we're doing on time. Those are my 2025 thoughts. Ooh, sorry, I shook the camera. All right, next. We have my reading journal. Cute stickers. And this has probably remained largely the same since the last time you saw this planner. This is my Sterling Ink A5 common planner in the compact version. So here I was just keeping track of my reading goals, what I actually did that month, and then the books I read, pages I read every day, and then at the end of the month, how many books I read and how many pages I read. And as you can see, nothing. My monthlies, I was keeping track of what book I was reading with an arrow or a line denoting how long I was reading that book. I also made a note of any library trips or when books were due. And that is where it stops. I still have not finished Black Cake, and my book is overdue at the library now. So I feel bad admitting that, but it's the truth. And I like Black Cake. It's really good. I think I just started it. So I had read Clap When You Land in less than 24 hours, and it was such a good book by Elizabeth Acevedo. And I think I just had a bit of a hangover, and I started Black Cake the same day that I finished Clap When You Land, because I was on like a little bit of a reading streak. I had read The Duke and I fairly quickly. I was also reading The Mystery Writer with a little bit of overlap from The Duke and I. So I was kind of like in a reading phase. And so I was like, I'm just going to keep going, and picked up Black Cake. And I think I just needed more time to process Clap When You Land. It's a young adult book, and it reads very quickly. It's written in almost a poetry style prose, so it's a very quick read. But it's so beautiful, and it's so sad, and it's just, I feel like I needed time to process it after I finished it, and I did not give that to myself. So now Black Cake is taking longer than it should. Here's some of my weekly spreads, more lazy ones. At the beginning of the year, ooh, sorry, that was loud. At the beginning of the year, I was like making notes, like of how I felt when I was reading, or what I thought of a passage. Like in here, nah, I'm not doing that. This was very ambitious of me, and in the back of my mind, I knew I wouldn't be able to keep up with this, but you know, damned if I wasn't gonna try. So that is where that stops. And some of this stuff I can go back and fill in, like my pages read and everything, and like when I've started or finished books, because I do keep track of all of this in Storygraph. So I can go and backfill some of this later, but obviously I'm not gonna remember where I was and what I was doing on this day, and my thoughts as I was reading. So that stuff has been lost, but whatever. I had a really good reading day there, almost 500 pages. So going to the back of the book, I have a table of contents. My annual stats I can fill out at the end of the year, and then my 2024 bookshelf. I need to put my ratings for these two, which Clap When You Land is 5 stars. I don't give out a full 5 stars very easily, but it was so good. So good. And then I haven't finished or even started Felix Ever After yet, but I've already put them in because I know I'm going to read them. And then my Battle of the Books here have not filled out. And again, this is something I can fill out at the end of the year when I am reflecting on it. My whole long ass TBR. quotes, blank, book recommendations, and the title and author and who it was recommended by, and then how to format and print these little book covers because I can't remember. And then I go into all of my individual book reviews. Okay, come on. And I haven't finished writing this one yet, but as you can see, I liked it quite a bit. So this is my reading journal. Not a whole lot going on since we checked in last. Let's see. Next, my YouTube planner will be short and sweet. Also a sterling ink. This is the N2 common planner. Full year, but it's compact. So I have said this before and I'll say it again. I don't need a whole planner for my YouTube. I'm not that busy with YouTube, like, at all. So a lot of this is like just gonna be blank, and it is what it is. I have some notes in the back. These are my notes on my virtual writing retreat my staycation virtual writing retreat that I took myself on with the Heart Readings community in July. And those are my notes of what I need to edit in the video and how to compile them and mash them all up and yada, yada, yada. But I am still working on it. I have not forgotten about it, but I seriously spent an hour and a half trying to add text in a video, and I can't do it. So I feel very defeated, and it's like, it shouldn't be that hard to edit a video, but one, I have not paid for video editing software, nor do I want to until I am like actually making money on YouTube, because I just can't justify it. So I'm using free open source editing software and it's great, but I am such a novice that it would be like if an alien landed on Earth and you stood them in front of a car and said, okay, drive this car. They like wouldn't even, you would have to show them where the door handle is and how to open the door and how to get in and what their seatbelt is and how to fasten it. Like I just feel so incredibly out of my element that I don't even know what I don't know. And it is very hard. And I am not someone who is very computer or tech savvy or literate. And so I am easily frustrated and easily confused. And it's not fun. I'll be honest, it's not fun. So I do have 2 friends that have said they'd be willing to help me. And now it's just a matter of taking them up on that help. But like I said, I'm about to travel for a week and then work will be really busy for about a month. So trying to find the time in my schedule and another person's schedule for them to sit down with me for a few hours and try and help me with this is not easy. So I apologize, but this writing vlog is going to be very, very late. You're probably going to be watching July footage in October, but you know what? It'll be fun. We'll just make it work. So anyway, that's my YouTube planner. All right. My writing planner is also the N2 compact sterling ink common planner. And I don't use, like, there's a lot of blank space in here, and I know that, but I am fine with it. And I am more set on having a designated writing planner than I am on having a designated YouTube planner. Last year was the first year that I had a separate writing planner, and it was a Hobonichi Weeks, and I loved it. And so this year I stuck with the same size, but I am in the Sterling ink instead. Here's my, in the notes page is my July check-in of just kind of a rough goal, like a rough plan for the rest of the year. Oh yeah, I'm also for the first time enrolled in Sarah Cannon's Publish and Thrive course. It's a 6-week, very intense course, lots of modules and videos and workbooks, and I am in that right now. When I was sick, when my family was here, I'm going to still be in it while I'm traveling. So it's just, there's so much going on, y'all, so much going on. And then here's my virtual writing retreat results. So yeah, I love having a separate writing notebook. I don't think it needs to be quite this size. I could probably get away with maybe a smaller size, like an A6 or a pocket. A6 is smaller than a Weeks, right? I can't remember right now. But this size isn't terrible either. Like, I'd be happy in this size again. I just could probably go a little smaller. All right. Speaking of smaller, next we have my compact full year passport common planner, and this one is a horizontal layout. I have not done anything at the beginning part. I'm just doing the dailies, and this is just to write a line a day, to kind of keep track of some memories. It's a memory keeper. The last day I wrote was June 30th, the day before my birthday. So I have not done anything in here for almost 2 months, because again, all of my planners are reflecting that like summer slump. And I will probably go back and like backdate some of this stuff, but I don't know what I was doing. I don't always remember what I was doing on a random Tuesday. So some of these dates and days will get backfilled and some of them will not. All right. Next, we have my traveler's notebook here. And I showed y'all the setup of this. Hold on one second. Okay. I had to blow that out. I'm sorry. It's like the candle, like chemicals or something are giving me a headache, and it's like tickling my throat. So it just needs to go away. I have, and I'm cracking the window. I'm sorry if you can hear traffic, but I need some fresh air. I have a hard time with candles. A lot of them give me headaches because of the scents. So I thought that one was going to be mild enough, but apparently not. It is raining out and there's traffic, so I'm sorry. I won't keep this window open for long, but I need some fresh air. I was trying to power through it and just deal with it, but I can't anymore, so I apologize. So this is my health planner. I have a video of me setting it up. I did add a Lexstrom pen loop back here that I got at a local art supply store. So I had set this up to be, I'll close that a bit, to be my health and fitness planner. And I have some generic goals. And then I have, I don't know why I skipped this first month page. Did not mean to. But I have my July here that I set up but didn't follow through on. have not set up for August. And at this point, I'm not going to. August is like over. Haven't been working on it. This notebook is, this one is just the Traveler's Notebook. It's their number 17 free diary monthly. And I put the sticker on the back to help me remember what it was, because this was the first time I had ordered anything from Traveler's Company, so I wanted to remember exactly what it was that I ordered. And then this notebook is my Sterling ink Traveler's Notebook, just in their regular grid. And so the first part of this, I had filled out Sarah Cannon's 6-month for life planner, and I had hand wrote it. You can print it, but I decided to handwrite it and do the exercises that were in there. And then after this cute little butterfly vellum, started my actual like planner part of it. And I apologize right now if talking about, I should have given you a trigger warning before I started this, but, or before I opened this planner, but this does have some talk, or like it does have writing about, you know, diet and exercise and weight loss goals. So if this is not your cup of tea, I will put timestamps in the video, and you can just move along, and I'll see you in a few minutes. So I have my why of why I'm doing this. I just repeated it from the workbook up here so that I had it front and center again. And then my goals, I had meant to put before pictures, so like a picture of myself on July 1st, which, you know, first day of the second half of the year, and also my birthday. So happy birthday. Take a picture of yourself in your underwear and sports bra for your weight loss goals. And then I had a habit tracker here, tracking water, sleep, workout, eating healthy, and sober. And I did that for about half the month. Healthy meal and snack ideas. I have not written any of that down. A 30-day ab challenge if I feel so inclined. Fitness YouTube channels, workout tracker, which I filled out a little bit. My Couch to 5K plan that I follow. A weight loss tracker. I think I've stayed about the same. I'm being sick, I probably lost a couple pounds because I just didn't really eat much, but I'm about the same. Some running milestones that I want to hit. Some rewards for myself if I lose X amount of weight. I'm not super motivated by rewards, but I thought it was just kind of fun to daydream anyway. And then here starts the monthly. So this is my July, my goals, my sleep tracker. I had meant to do my photo again here with some measurements. I did not. And then I kind of go into my dailies. And then there's weekly check-ins, and then a week ahead planner. So here's kind of what I track. The date, if I was sober, how many hours I slept, and how much water I drank. And this is, each box represents 32 ounces. And then my priorities for the day, my goals I want to accomplish, any workouts or notes, and then how today went, my food log, what's coming up the next day, and any just random notes that I had. So, and then here I just said just a big old nope. Okay, sorry, I'll close that now. This format and intensity of tracking isn't working or motivating right now. To be fair, I haven't been keeping up with any of my planners though. I noticed that around this time last year, I dropped off with my planners too. I just can't be bothered. So at least I wrote explaining why I wasn't doing it anymore. So, and then again, there's nothing back there. Here's just a little folder, and then a little envelope with some ephemera in it. And this is sticky from a sticker, and I need to clean it off. And it's going onto my craft folder, unfortunately. But I don't think I'm going to continue with this. I think I had more fun setting it up than I did following through with it. And if it takes me even 5-10 minutes a day to fill this out, I know that's not a lot of commitment, but when I'm trying to do other things and I'm busy and it's just time that's taking away from me actually doing the things that in this journal I say I want to be doing, if that makes sense. So instead of spending 10 minutes a day tracking my water and monitoring my eating habits and saying that I did a 15-minute Pilates workout, like, I could take those 10 minutes that I'd be doing this and I could do 10 more minutes of Pilates. So I had high hopes, and I was hesitant when I was setting this up, but I will be repurposing these notebooks and such for a different purpose. So I still really like the size. I like the Traveler's Notebook format, but I'm not going to be continuing with my health and fitness. I do think it's important for me to monitor and kind of keep track and try and motivate myself in these areas, but I'm not going to dedicate a whole planner for it and a whole planner system. It's just too much. So moving on. So this is, I'm not going to open it because I have some writing in here. This I am going to use as my story idea notebook. This is not Traveler's Company brand. This was a blank notebook that came with my cover here off of Poshmark. And I am going to use this for all of my story inspiration because I have a few story ideas and they're just kind of randomly written down in this notebook or that notebook or notes app on my phone, and I would like to gather them all in one spot. So I've got my first idea in here, and I think it's what I'm doing for NaNoWriMo this year. As to whether I'll be officially participating on the website, I haven't decided yet, but I will definitely be, at least personally, participating in the challenge of it. So this will be for all of my random story ideas that I get, so I can have them all in one spot. And lastly, I have my budget and finance planning system Traveler's Notebook. This is from Salty Katie Co. It's kind of bending because these notebooks aren't taking up the whole interior of the cover, but Salty Katie is actually having a ready to ship sale this weekend. So I just got the text message this morning and I am trying not to look at the website to see what she has, but I would highly recommend checking out Salty Katie Co. She makes covers like this. She also made my dashboard insert, so her stuff is really fun. I really like Salty Katie Co. Anyway, that's the cover. So this is my finance and budget planner, like I said. Here's just some notes that I have about my planner. And then here I have my bill overview, so the category and then the bill name. And then here I have an expenses overview, and it's broken down into categories like food, health, vet, personal, pets, holiday and events, and then house. And then obviously I have stickies covering sensitive information, but I have my debt overview with the day it's due on, the interest rate, the minimum due, and then the total balance. And then here I have my debt payoff tracker for each of my 3 credit cards. And it has the balance, amount paid, and date paid for each month. And that is it so far in this notebook. Then I have another Traveler's Company monthly little booklet. And this, I have all these little tiny laptop stickers covering the actual amounts. So, excuse me. I just have it noted on each day with what's due and the amount, and then my paydays are also noted. That's my dog Newton. He really wants in. Then down here I have my income streams for the month, and then I have just some reminders for the month. So I paid my mom $200. I have not paid for the hotel yet. We did Jesse and Evan's gift. And then I need to get a gift for Autumn and Aaron still. So yeah. And then back here, this is just ready for September. So that is this notebook. And this one is, oh, I didn't show you the purple thing, sorry. Then this back here, I just have each day, the date and day of the week. And then I have just any outgoing or incoming expenses or income for that day. So just kind of an easy, quick way to keep track of things. And I don't know, well, let's talk about 2025. Okay, we're 47 minutes in. That's fine. You guys are down to hang, right? So thinking ahead to 2025. Oh man, I need to open this window, y'all. I closed it, but that scent is strong. Okay. So here I have written what I'm currently using. So I have my everyday planner, my writing, my YouTube, reading, memory, fitness, and finance. So all of these things we just went over. And then I have the size of the planner or notebook that I have it in. And then I have the pros, the cons, and then if I want to continue it for next year, and some kind of thoughts on it. So here I just have some brainstorming notes. And I am definitely going to be doing an everyday carry next year. That is, if I can only have one planner, it's my everyday carry. Because any of these other things, I can just put into there. Whether I want to or not is a different story, but I technically can put all of these things in my everyday carry. So my everyday carry will definitely be carrying over to next year. And I was thinking of including in my everyday carry next year, I was thinking of including obviously my everyday stuff, appointments, events, things like that, work. I was also thinking of putting my YouTube in there, putting my finances in there, and doing a fitness section in there. Because I don't think I need, I know I don't need a whole planner for YouTube. And I've proven that I don't have the motivation to keep a whole planner system just for my fitness. So putting a fitness section and a YouTube section into my planner, because I have so many notes pages, I am never going to use all these. So I can just put these things into the back notes pages. So I do want to, like I said, keep my writing planner separate. I might size down because I don't need as much space as my vertical weeks is giving me, but I was thinking that maybe I could put my projects or kind of extraneous planners like reading or fitness or YouTube, I could maybe put those things into here and just have a traveler's notebook system for all of these extra things that I want to track. So that is why I went ahead and started my story idea notebook in the traveler's notebook size. This will be going into here for next year. And my Sterling ink notebook here, I will probably be carrying over to next year and repurposing. So I think I might do a traveler's notebook system for my writing stuff. And I can tell you a little more about the exact books that I'm thinking of. I am still very much figuring out my 2025 planner plans, but I've got some ideas cooking. So I was thinking of doing a notebook and a booklet system for my writing. And then the memories, I might continue and do another passport just because I do kind of like having this separate. So I might do that for next year for my memory keeper. I really like having that. And then my reading journal, I might just do a blank notebook, because I can always draw in calendars if I feel like I need to have a calendar, rather than paying for something that has a designated calendar space that I might not even use. So, sorry, I was like making sure there was no sensitive information. I have my, there is. I have my dear friend's wedding invitation back here, and it's very cute, but it has their address on it, so y'all shall not see that. I think my reading planner for next year, will just be a notebook, like I was saying, and it's fun to keep track of all my reading stuff, but like, I don't know. If I want to do it, I can do it. And if I don't want to do it, I don't have to. So I think just a blank notebook will be better for me because I can pick it up and put it down as I want instead of feeling obligated by, dated pages like this. So if I decide to do a reading journal next year, I will just be getting a blank notebook for that. So, as I'm sure many of you are aware by now, Catherine from Sterling Ink has now released all 3 of her planner videos for her 2025 releases. She had one video, technically there's 4, she had one video first that was kind of an overview and explaining how the videos would roll out and some thinking on her release dates. And then she did 3 separate videos for all of the sizes, all of the layouts, all of the color options, according to release date. So I, of course, had to make my notes, and she puts these charts, infographics, whatever, diagrams towards the end of each video, so I cannot take credit for this. I just paused the video and copied down her charts. But the first, sorry, there's a hair in my coffee because of course there is. The first planner release will be September 1st at 10 a.m. Eastern, so 7 a.m. my time. This is when I'm traveling, of course, but I will be setting my alarm for this and looking like a wild person. But in that release, Catherine will be launching the Passport, the Pocket, the A6, the B6 Slim, which is a new size this next year. And I think the A6 is also new, or not. I can't remember. And then the B5, which is also a new size. So I am thinking of doing the Passport again for my memory keeping. And then I'm thinking about using the B6 Slim for my everyday carry. And I have not decided if I want to do a vertical or a horizontal. I'm kind of leaning towards horizontal because I tend to like a horizontal layout better. And her horizontal layouts are laid out like this. So you have the days of the week on one side, and then you just have blank notes page on the other side. So I might do the horizontal is what I'm leaning towards. And the only color that will be available in is this mist kind of bluish gray. This color doesn't match exactly, but it's the closest I had. So these colors on here are not exact. She has 3 new colors for next year, and I am not going to do them justice with my tiny little dots here, but she has kind of a dark reddish maroon color called mulberry. She has a dark gray tweed, and then she has a creamy like really light khaki linen color. And all 3 of those new colors are just gorgeous. Like, she just nailed it this year. So I'm thinking of doing the B6 Slim horizontal compact. Again, I haven't fully decided, but that's what I'm leaning towards right now. So from this first release, I will probably be getting the horizontal compact and in the Passport size, and the horizontal compact in the B6 Slim. Because I like the size of a B6, but just a little bit narrower would be just fine. And like I said, I don't need all of these notes pages. Even if I decide to put my fitness and my YouTube and my finances all in here, I just don't need that much space. Like, a compact will be plenty of space for me. So these 2 are probably what I'm going to get from the first release. And if there's something you want from all 3 of her releases, what Catherine said you can do is when you're placing your first order. So when I place my first order, if I purchase it on the 1st, let's say, I will be getting the Passport and the B6, let's say, and I can just make a note in my order to say, hold this order and ship all of my orders at once. And Catherine she goes so above and beyond for her customers that it's wild how she is so thorough, so communicative, offers such beautiful planners at such great quality, and still has the bandwidth and capacity to hold everyone's orders like that. It's just, she's remarkable, truly inspiring. So from the second release, excuse me, in the second release, Sterling Inc. is releasing the N1, which is the traveler's notebook size, and the N2, which is the week's size. And these release September 8th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's not right. That's supposed to be an E for Eastern. Okay. And this order, I am not as sure on what I'm getting. Not that I'm any sort of certain here either, but I do really love my writing planner being in the week size. So part of me is like, do I just stay? But as I was saying, I'm also thinking of just moving to the traveler's notebook system for my writing planner and notebooks. Not for my individual book notebooks, because every novel I write gets its own notebook for plotting, for keeping track of writing sprints and things like that. So I will not be giving that up. And for those notebooks, I use an A5 Lexterm dot grid. This will be my 6th year in a row and my 6th novel that has its own notebook. So I'm not giving that up, but I am interested to move my writing planner and story notebook into the traveler's notebook system. So it's very possible that I will be doing the horizontal compact in the traveler's notebook. And I think I could either choose the blue again and keep the color scheme the same, or I can choose their new tweed color, which is really pretty as well. So I'll have to make that choice. And then, maybe because I was saying I don't need this much space, I could do the weeks again instead of sizing up to the traveler's notebook. But who knows? So I may or may not be placing an order on this second release. And then I didn't mark it here, but the and booklets. Sorry, y'all. 10 a.m. Whoa, that's a funky M. Eastern. Okay. Her last release is for the B6, the A5, and the booklets. And I know she had some booklets this year, and I'm not sure if she had any last year, but I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the booklets, but when she said that she was doing more booklets this coming year, it kind of grabbed my attention because I do have these smaller projects that don't need a whole planner, but I still would like to keep track of, like my fitness and my finance and my YouTube and maybe my maybe my reading journal. So the booklets have kind of really caught my eye. I don't think I'll be purchasing a B6 or an A5. So from this third release, I really only see myself buying some booklets. And she has all of the sizes of the booklets that she does for the regular planners. So you have Passport, Pocket, A6, N1, N2, B6 Slim, B6, A5, and then the beefy B5. And if you want a monthly booklet, your only color choice is black. And the monthly booklets have 17 note pages in the back. If you want a weekly booklet, it only comes in the N1, which is the Travelers, yeah. It only comes in the N1 size and the passport size, and only in black. And there are only 2 note pages in the backs of these. And then you have just a blank notebook, which has 64 pages for all of these sizes. And then the weekly booklets will also come in both a horizontal and a vertical layout. So, this is looking more enticing to me because I can get a monthly booklet for my YouTube planner and just have that. And I still have 17 note pages in the back for video ideas or, you know, voiceover notes or whatever. I still have some note pages in the back. And if I find myself needing more space, I can just add a blank notebook behind it and use them as a system together. And same thing for, let's say, my reading journal or my finances. I can just do a monthly booklet and tack on a notebook if I find that I need that extra space for that purpose. And so I am thinking of either doing, for my writing planner, I am thinking of either doing the horizontal compact or the horizontal weekly booklet. And that would only give me 2 note pages in the back. And I know I want more than 2 note pages. But again, I have this for story ideas. And then I have, I'll just take this off. In this notebook, I have I have this much of the notebook, so a little more than half. I have this much of the notebook to work with, so I can use this for extra pages in my writing planner. I think I also have another blank lined or grid notebook like this that I can throw in there. So I'm really kind of heavily considering putting a lot of stuff into my traveler's system for next year. And if I buy a monthly booklet, let's say, for my finances, and it's just not working, I can just take it out and it's gone. I don't have to like have this whole other planner or planner system that's sitting there unused, unloved, and then I'm trying to figure out what to do with this dated thing, how to repurpose it. I'm looking at you, YouTube planner. But I would feel considerably less guilty about not using a dated booklet than a whole dated planner. So I am really my brain is cooking with the booklets for next year. I am really thinking heavily about those and pretty much just using the B6 Slim for my everyday carry, and then everything else would be booklets. 1, it's going to be cheaper. 2, it's not going to take up as much space. 3, I'm not going to feel as guilty about not using it. And 4, I get to use my cute little traveler's notebook setup. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. This weekend, I am going to actually sit down, finish my brainstorming, and figure out from these things exactly what I want to order. So maybe I will do a shorter follow-up video with what my final decision is. And I will probably try to get that to you before September 1st, before Catherine releases the first 2025 launch. And it has not been a question in my mind of if I want to do anything else other than Sterling ink. I love these planners. The quality is amazing. They're beautiful, they're simple, the paper quality is great. Like, I am not straying from Sterling ink. So I found something that works, that I love. I love the Hobonichi. There were just a few things from last year that I didn't love about the Hobonichi. Otherwise, I would have stuck with the Hobonichi this year, and I'd probably still be in a Hobonichi system if Sterling ink hadn't come around. So I was happy in my cousin last year, and I was happy in my week's writing planner last year, but these are so similar in paper, in quality, in layouts, that I love the Sterling ink. And here I am saying this now, and watch me eat my words 6 months from now, but I can see myself being in the Sterling inks for years, for absolutely years. I love them. They're great. I will sing their praises to the ends of the earth. But okay, that feels nice. Thank you for bearing with me. This was a long video, I know. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. Let me know if you know what you're doing for 2025 and what that is. Let me know how you're keeping up on your planners. Do you also experience a mid-year slump? Because I feel like it can't just be me. But also, let me know if you can help me with video editing. And not help me as in do it for me, but help me as in, like, if you also have a channel, what resources you found helpful, any tutorials, what program you use to edit your videos, and just leave me some encouragement, because I'm gonna need it. But anyway, I can't wait to hear what y'all are thinking about doing for 2025. And I will chat to you soon with my finalized 2025 plans. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.